What's up, guys? So I'm doing another discussion video because the Marvel vs Capcom Infinite story trailer dropped this morning, and I'm not gonna lie, myself, I'm a little disappointed in it. Jumping right into it, it's Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye, Ultron, Rocky Raccoon, Strider, Chris, Mega Man X, Chun-Li, and Sigma. Those were all the characters that are pretty much going to be are pretty much confirmed playable in the game that were in the trailer, and that's really disappointing. It really is, because I look back over it, and it's what I think 9 of those characters were already in Marvel 3, and that's cool that we have all these returning characters, but we waited so long for a new trailer. It's that we don't get any new. The only new characters we got were Sigma, Chun-Li, um, and Ultron. And I'm talking about like new to like being playable in the series. That's it. That weren't already in the last trailer. That's it. Sigma, Chun-Li, and Ultron. That's it. And what makes me kind of, I'm really disappointed in the trailer. It's just there was so much missing from it. There wasn't a lot of action. It was mostly talk from Ultron and Sigma, and then Ultron Sigma, because they fused together, which pretty much just about everybody saw coming, so it wasn't a big surprise. But it wasn't anything I hoped for. Like, I was hoping at least. Oh, also, I wanted to point out the fact that people were saying Hawkeye looks like the MCU Hawkeye now, which is cool. And that's not really the case, because Hawkeye is based off of his character, like, his design is based off his character design in the comics currently. It's a modern design right now, and it's based more off of, like, Avengers Assemble Hawkeye, which is kind of spinned off the MCU version, but not really, because it's just the modern version of him now. That's just how he is now. And the Marvel 3 Hawkeye was his classic costume, basically. It's Rocky Raccoon that's based off his MCU version now, because originally he was a small character in Marvel 3, and I hate small characters. I really do. They're like the bane of my existence in any fighting game. But now they made him taller. He's a lot like fluffier, and he just looks more in line with his MCU version now. But anyways, those were the only characters that are kind of new in trailer, but we already saw them coming. Basically, the trailer is littered with characters who are already showing. I wanted to see either female Thor or Thor with the fucking robot arm, because I think that's cool as shit in the comics now. So of course, yeah, you're gonna have the Avengers in the base roster now, but come on, I didn't want to wait all this time for characters who were shoo-ins and who didn't really make much of a difference in this trailer. It was really disappointing. What was new? I think the only new thing in this trailer was, of course, they're giving you a little story now, but when they introduced Hulk in the trailer and he was stepping on an Ultron robot, there was a new stage. A lot of people pointed out, and even myself noticed, that both trailers, the reveal and the story trailer, have a lot on, they have a lot to do in Asgard. That's pretty much been the setting of both trailers, Asgard. But when they introduced Hulk, he was kind of like on this beach, like not desert, but yeah, a little sandy beach stage, and they didn't show a lot of that at all. So of course, the whole game's not going to take place in Asgard or like in the Marvel world, but I'm glad to see that there was something new, because the game screenshots aren't helping this game's case. The screenshots look, the UI, the user interface, it looks big as shit. Like the meter bars at the very bottom of what's going on, they look huge. The characters are like close together, and the game is like real zoomed up on them, and like it's huge. I don't like what they're doing so far, but of course, it's still early stages, and screenshots aren't helping this game case. Cause someone put a picture of this game next to Marvel Contest of Champions. Normally, I don't like when people like do stuff like that, because it's like, come on, dude, that's a stretch. But I was looking at them side by side, and I was just like, it does kind of need some work. But what's another thing? we have DLC. The game's not out yet. It comes out in September. All we have so far is a base roster of characters who are already in the last game, and 4 new characters in total: Ultron, Sigma, Captain Marvel, and Mega Man X. 4 new characters, brand new to the series, and a bunch of Avengers. That's pretty much what it's looking like so far. It's a bunch of that was the trailer. A bunch of Avengers and Strider. So with that being said, we have all these characters, and we have 6 DLC characters already confirmed for the game that's not even out yet. And it's not like even Injustice has a shit ton of different characters. It has a lot of character variety. I know people are saying, "Oh yeah, there's still a lot of Batman villains," but I mean, it's still more diverse now. At least in my eyes, it is. But Marvel is just, man. How do you make one of your game's final bosses DLC characters? It's not like Mortal Kombat where you're playing the story. Like, you didn't like see any of the trailers where you saw like Rain or some shit. You're playing the story and you're like, oh, this character made a cameo appearance. Oh, I hope he's playable. Or if he's not playable, I'll be becoming DLC. No, we have DLC already confirmed, and the game's boss is one of them. Ultron is confirmed playable, but Sigma, you have to buy him. And I just made a video explaining why I don't like season passes and bundles. We already have one approaching, and we don't know who's in it. We don't know again who's in it. We don't even know who the new characters are, and we're already getting DLC. But I don't want to make this too long again, so I just want to know what you guys think of the trailer. Personally, I wasn't really feeling it, so just let me know what you guys think.